Good evening. Welcome to our first edition of UBC News Tonight. As we turn a new page on the month of January, it is the 10th of January 2026. My name is Maureen Babirye, but first let's see what is in the headlines. NRM leaders in Busoga call for unity ahead of the 15th January 2026 polls. Deputy Speaker welcomes to NRM over 300 defectors from Teso region. The EC reorganizes polling stations to facilitate voting in restricted areas. And Echisakate Chanabagereka Gatonya 2026 ends. Thank you for joining us for our news tonight. In our first report, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has emphasized that political divisions and bickering among Busoga party leaders shouldn't be given room, as this derails party cohesion as well as hinders development of the area. He was referring to the internal rifts which have seen the first Deputy Prime Minister Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga and Minister of State for Housing Persis Namuganza skip the Busoga leaders' engagement held this Saturday afternoon in Iganga district. We have a report.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met and interacted with Busoga sub-region district party structures.
Savira NRM flag bearers.
The meeting was held at Iganga Senior Secondary School grounds in Iganga municipality.
We ask for peace and stability after election.
In Iganga, the NRM presidential candidate was flanked by senior party leaders who included, among others, Anita Ntamong and Alhaji Moses Chigongo.
And the NRM chairpersons at the village level are very important people, Your Excellency, because they are the ones who know your voters from the grassroots. And we want to thank you this time around for giving these people, these delegates, to be the campaign managers of your campaign.
The meeting, which attracted leaders from Namaingo, Wogiri, Kamuli, Mayuge, Iganga, Namutumba, Kaliro Buyende, Luka, Jinja and Bugweri, was opened by the president.
Even without doing other things, by just bringing peace, we have been able to bring development into the country. You can see the family of the Madvanis, they are here now. But all this had run away.
To the leaders, President Museveni reiterated that the return of peace and stability in the country, including Busoga, has now spurred development.
Me, I don't produce sugar cane. The sugar I drink, even now I have my sugar here, is the sugar of the Busoga.
However, Mr. Museveni stressed that political divisions among Busoga leaders was now the biggest threat to the NRM's success in the area.
When I spoke to Namuganza, is Namuganza here?
No, Your Excellency, she's not here.
You can see you are dividing yourselves. Because Namuganza is the one who told me, said, you bring this one here. So I said, no problem.
Referring to the absence of Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga and Minister Persis Namuganza at this meeting, President Museveni drove the meeting into total silence.
But now, because of the divisions here in Busoga, you see Namuganza is not here. I spoke to my young sister Rebecca Kadaga. I said, are you going to the meeting? He said he had not been invited. Then I rang the speaker.
Right Honorable Speaker, Antamo.
I said, why did you not invite Rebecca? Then he said, no, all flag bearers were invited. Then, but I think Rebecca was saying, how, then I rang, I am always like a mediator, going here, ringing. I rang Rebecca again and said, you were invited as flag bearer. Said, how did they invite me? On the radio or what? Then when I got here, I said, how did you invite Kadaga? Now the chairman here, tell me what you told me.
Chairman wa NRM, Mwami Bazanya we Kabuli, namukubira isimu, era n'abantu abandi bamukubira isimu era yakakasa nti ajja kutuusa amawulire ku bafulaga beara bonabona okuva e Kamuli.
Museveni believes that unity should be Busoga's turning point.
What I advise you What I advise you
Oweekitiibwa President alituwa amagezi
that the poor people need unity among the leaders, because you are delaying their coming out of poverty by not working together. The ones who are suffering are the poor people, because when the rich ones are quarreling, they are in cars, they are in good houses, they can afford to quarrel. Every day you stay in poverty, somebody may even die because of poverty. So please, I ask you, be towards day.
Giving himself as an example, Museveni said tolerance has been his strongest weapon for all these years.
If I was not Mwetowaze, I would not have managed Uganda.
Regarding wealth creation, President Museveni was pleased to inform the meeting about the successes being registered by the parish development model. Museveni therefore challenges NRM Busoga leaders to be ambassadors of politics of integration, unity and inclusivity. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Thank you, Onyango, for that report. Now, still relatedly, NRM leaders from Busoga sub-region have rallied behind a call for unity ahead of the January 15th, 2026 general elections. The appeal follows the absence of former Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, at a Busoga leaders meeting in Iganga district, an issue that drew the president's attention. Former woman MP for Buyende district, Veronica Babirye Kadogo, warns that continued disunity could hurt NRM's performance in the region if left unresolved.
In the last elections, the ruling party registered a weak showing in the Busoga sub-region. It was partly blamed on internal divisions and issue resurfacing as polls draw nearer.
What I advise you,
Oweekitiibwa President alituwa amagezi
that the poor people need unity among the leaders.
Abantu abaavu benda obwegayifu obuli mu bakulembeze.
Because you are delaying their coming out of poverty by not working together.
Muli kulwisaawo abantu okusigala nga bali mu bwavu singa mbanga temulikolaganira galala.
The ones who are suffering are the poor people.
Believed to stem from rival factions, one aligned to former Speaker Rebecca Kadaga and another to current Speaker Anita Among Anet. This unity continues to trouble Busoga.
Elections are in districts. It is not about unity of the region to choose leaders. For us now, take an example, I'm from the city in Jinja. We are working as a team. The chairman and the chairperson, the MPs, we are working as a team. So to me, these things of Abanene, their fights up there, they should stay where? Up there.
Who will bridge the divide, and what could continue disunity mean as the general elections approach?
We are not speaking the same language as Busoga, and the president has indeed told us that we should unite for the development of Busoga.
For us people who are on the grassroots, for us it's about looking for votes now. We are not concerned about the divisions of the people. It is time for elections, let's first vote. After elections, we shall get back to that.
But the president has emphasized that Busoga, we need to get united so that we can develop.
While NRM support in Busoga may be at risk, grassroots supporters remain confident of victory for the ruling party.
But come 15th January, Busoga is ready to vote President Museveni because of some of the developments that Busoga has reached on.
We have decided to come together as NRM party to make sure that Yoweri Kaguta Museveni score 95% in Busoga sub-region.
Uganda heads to the polls on January 15th, 2026 as citizens choose their leaders for the next 5 years. Henry Okrut, UBC.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has met NRM flag bearers and local government leaders of Kampala, urging them to support the ruling party ahead of next week's general elections. He urged them to prioritize developmental politics in which is not based on tribal and religious divisions, and also pledged to look into salary enhancement of local council chairpersons. We have a report.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has today, Saturday evening, met Local Council 1 and Local Council 2 chairpersons of the 5 divisions of Kampala and all NRM flag bearers in Kampala. The event held at Nakawa Mob's grounds brought together local council chairpersons who subscribe to the ruling NRM party and other opposition political parties like FDC, DP, among others. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, responding to calls for salary enhancement of local council chairpersons, has pledged to look into their emolument issue. Mr. Museveni implored these leaders to vote wisely in the January 15th general elections.
I didn't know that you don't get your 10,000.
Mzee yali attachment n'omutwalo tetugulabako.
And that you are no longer with the local government, you are now in another category.
Nga tamanyi nti tukyalina mu local government, kyali tuli kati mu nkola ndala ya kitongole.
And that the money which is left to the local governments
sente ezisigala eri mu government ez'ebyebitundu
is not available here.
Wano mu kitongole teziriimu.
So I'm going to take it up. I have never heard of this.
Takiwulirangako era akitutte.
But this one was because also of the fault of the people of Kampala.
Agambye obuzibu buva mu ffe bana Kampala mu nnonda yaffe.
Because you elected people who are after other things.
Kubanga mwalonda abantu abeeyagaliza ebyabwe.
Abanoonya ebyabwe.
Nga banoonya ebyabwe.
So they have never insisted to call a meeting like this.
He further asked people to embrace Pan-Africanism spirit because that too stands as a market source of what people produce. The president further appealed to them to embrace wealth creation messages.
Our politicians, when I look at these young our politicians talking politics.
Wanga tufuna byabufuzi n'alaba naddala bana byabufuzi ebitonga twogera ebyobufuzi.
You don't hear anybody talking about Africa.
Tewaleyogera ku Africa.
And me, when I was 22, 24, I led a student delegation to Mozambique.
Yakulemberamu abayizi e Mozambique.
To go to Mozambique.
Okugenda e Mozambique.
When they were still fighting.
Nga bakyalwana.
Why?
Lwaki?
Because I knew that Uganda alone cannot manage.
Kubanga yamanya nti Uganda yokka teyinza kumalako.
We needed.
Twali twetaaga
East Africa.
East Africa.
We needed Africa.
Twetaaga Africa.
So you, the NRM people, you must get this message very clearly.
Aba NRM tulina okufuna obubaka buno mu mbeera ennambulukufu.
There is some weakness, I think, also in the Secretariat. You wonder why this message is not very clear to so many people.
Mzee yalowooza walinza okuba waliwo obunafu awo ku kitebe kyaffe lwaki abantu tebafuna obubaka buno bulungi nnyo.
Because without East Africa, there is no way we can survive.
Kubanga nga tetuna East Africa, tetuyinza kumalako ffekka.
Akatale.
Obutale.
Because what we produce needs market.
Kubanga bye tufulumya byonna byetaaga obutale.
Wealth.
Ebyobugagga.
And jobs.
N'emirimu.
But then in the town, you can do that poultry in the periphery there.
Osobola okukola okulunda okwo okw'enkoko mu njegoyego z'ekibuga.
You can do like mushroom growing.
Osobola okukola okulima obutiko.
Some of the other areas you can do some fish farming in the rural, like the Kazo there.
The local council leaders in Kampala voiced their support for the incumbent president in the forthcoming general elections to ensure sustained socio-economic stability.
We realized ever since Kampala was transited from KCC to KCCA, it turned from being a local government to an authority, and we've been working within the status of authority, but we've not been recognized, all our efforts, and very many issues. We thought if we shared them with the Fountain of Honor, something can be done.
I would like to thank the President of the Government of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tumuhabura, for the great job he has done for our country to maintain peace, and at the same time he has made us to be under infrastructures which are okay.
Mr. Museveni reminded them to put Uganda at heart for prosperity, shun tribal and religious divisions. Crispus Arinitwe, UBC News.
In more news, Alliance for National Transformation, ANT presidential candidate General retired Mugisha Muntu received a heroic welcome in Kasese district on his presidential campaign trail in the district. Muntu rallied the people of Kasese to continue supporting and voting opposition leaders who understand their pain.
General Mugisha Muntu today traversed Kasese district, one of the opposition stronghold districts in Rwenzori sub-region. Muntu, in company of the former leader of opposition, Honorable Winnie Kiza, held his first rally in Chanya in Busongola constituency in Kasese district.
Abantu mu nshozi bona n'abantu bakora n'amani nakuno uyu mu Rwenzori twatwagere muri Kakuchorwa n'abiri enshozi twatwaje mu Kisoro bine enshozi enguto zo mu bucweke by'enshozi tiziri kureberwa ko shemere kureberwa kandi hari abantu bakoze munonga abengi bari mu kuhinga.
He proceeded to Chalumba and urged residents to give their votes to ANT for social transformation of this country.
Abimusya abari omburisa rikabimusya abari ombukorero abari ombutare abari om transport tukoroganire hamwe ebiri kuna bitara General Museveni tumuhumuza ombusi haza mu mpereza karuru
aringa mwamowa. Kasese's vulnerability to natural disasters also featured in General Muntu's campaign message in Chalumba, Bukonjo East constituency.
Mukundi hanga okuchero ku mukundo omuntu nobwa kuba lyo mwebembe mumya numwenda ngu abakwiwe sente za government bakwatwe tere sente eze kubo sevingire zirete services za humuri
achakalengekana ya
General Museveni ebyo kurwanisa abashuma takibibasa bekamurema
akuzire
bekamuremera kimwe
ati Museveni shanga tishatoka elirwanisha abibi bana bakalishe pini iwawe cyobulumi obwa mabanza awitobo sitremu hindura rubakawiba nganze libabulia omakasese mahango twanale twatako mabululu obutemwe liba obutemwe linyamuru.
Kasese district is frequently affected by floods linked to River Nyamwamba, which often destroy crops, homes, and infrastructure.
Bagomena discipline etwanje nayo mu kishaka obutwati ihanga obwabantu bakiro hasi tukarwatse bundu ongabwa mangabantu ihanga rikabe yombichu if we are made with the discipline we came with.
Haruna Mtesa Asila, UBC News.
Thank you so much. Now we'll take a short break, but as we return, I will take you to the UBC auditorium where we've hosted a team of Electoral Commission officials who have set up a mini polling station and will demonstrate and educate the public on the do's and don'ts as we go into the general elections 2026 this Thursday. My name is Maureen Babirye. Stay tuned.
Enjoy your festive season with StarTime's Shared Moment. Fun moment with fresh TV shows Akajegere and Pink Room on Makula Chika Plus, the best-selling China Uganda, Best Friends and Omunam Fusi on Makula TV, 10 dedicated kids channels. Passionate moment with our very own Uganda Cranes in African football tournament in Morocco this December. Alan Okello. Subscribe for 1 month and